I'm a social scientist, and my research looks at the interaction between environmental issues, agricultural issues, and political and social systems. So one example of something that I'm working on right now is a project with Drew Margolin and Shorna Allred and our graduate student Jennifer Fownes. And we're looking at how US politicians and politicians in New York State communicate about climate change over social media. And another project that we're working on here at the Institute for Climate Smart Solutions is looking at how farmers view climate change and extreme weather, what actions they're taking, and what resources and information they need to best be able to respond. The Paris Agreement was an historical agreement. It was the first legally binding and universal global agreement on climate change that was adopted last year in Paris. And last year, Cornell had a small delegation to COP21, and it was very exciting to see that finally signed after 2 weeks. And it was great to be there during that event. So this year, it's equally exciting to go back to COP22. This year, we're taking 5 students from Cornell University. They're going to be helping us participate with side events that we're holding. They're going to be talking about their research at our Cornell exhibit and meeting with parties and attending the delegations and the negotiations. So for me personally, I'm really interested in attending the negotiations and observing them. And COP22 in Marrakesh is going to be really important because the Paris Agreement just entered into force on November 4th, 2016. And so now we're at the point where all of the countries that signed on to the agreement now have to start implementing. So there's a couple of key issues that are going to be discussed, including loss and damage, mitigation, and displacement. And now countries, before Paris, they were expected to submit their intended nationally determined contributions of how each country was going to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions. This year, they're going to Marrakesh with their nationally determined contributions. And there's going to be ongoing negotiation about how all of those countries can scale up that ambition and those commitments so that as a global community we can keep greenhouse gas emissions and global warming below 2 degrees Celsius. Cornell is just an amazing university because we are the land-grant university for New York State, but we're also the land-grant university to the world, really. We have over 150 researchers working on some aspect of climate change, from climate modeling to diseases and pests, to new cropping systems and varieties, to really communication and stakeholder engagement. And so we're very excited to have an exhibit there to be showcasing our research, sharing that, and we hope that that will help delegations and countries understand that there are ways that they can increase their commitments to reduce greenhouse gases and do that in an economically sound manner that's environmentally sustainable.
This has been a production of Cornell University, on the web at cornell.edu.